What is going on, viewers? It is Friday Army here as always. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new around here. So, we're back again as always. I always come back with another Forza 7 video. Before you ask, I will eventually switch on to Forza Horizon 4 or Forza Horizon 5. Sorry, my bad. And yeah, start making videos there. But I've been playing the game recently, and I just don't feel like racing on that game. And there's like a few small bugs. For example, the brakes. You lock up no matter if you put like a little bit of if you put like 150 brake pressure, you're gonna lock up. And I don't really like that yet. And just in general, I don't like the Horizon's physics for racing at least. So we'll see what happens. I'm just trying to get into the game. I'm just having fun for myself right now. I don't really plan on racing anytime soon. But we'll definitely get into that. But this is not about Horizon 5. This is about having a couple of great races with some of the big guns, the big boys in Forza 7. And well, let's get straight into it, shall we? So, as you can see, we're on Sebring. I'm in the 2016 Viper ACR. And TPR Picasso, if you play Forza, you probably, and if you're on Twitter, let's say, you probably do know him. Very fast guy, like extremely quick, at least for Hopper standards, And well, right here, we're gonna try and beat him in this race at least. I did a couple of other races, well, more than a couple, and I didn't record all of them, but he beat me up a lot of the times, So, we're gonna try and change that right here. So, Sebring, pretty all-rounder track for our cars, the cars that we're using right now. We have pretty much the same handling and the same braking. I got a little more acceleration. He has more top speed. So, we'll see. And he obviously has the skill, so we'll see what happens at the end of the race. So, you can see here, side by side, through the main straight as we cross the line to begin lap 2. And as I shift into 5th, you can see him coming back into the screen. That shows you he has more top speed. But I got the inside line. I'm just gonna park it on the apex, make sure he's not gonna get any not gonna get a cutback of any sort, and maintain our lead on this race. Still in first place. Just get through this sequence of corners, so we can hopefully pull away before the hairpin with the superior acceleration of this car. And we managed to do so, pull a little bit of a gap. And now, as we head towards the hairpin, we're gonna be late on the brakes, miss the apex by about 5 car width. I guess it's fine. Judging by his proximity error, he also went wide, so we're fine. So, nothing really happened through lap 2, but we're gonna have a look at my fastest lap in here. I did a 201.8. I spoiled it already, but I'm just telling you right now. So if you're not interested in watching this lap, just skip about 2 minutes and you go on to the next race. So I've never done such lap time in this car around this track. You can see the gap. It's just about 1 second. As I say that, I missed the apex there, and in here I'm gonna tell you already, I'm gonna miss the apex here as well. Yeah, as you can see. So the gap is above 1 second, just about. And that, when there's a fast guy behind me, and he's just about 1 second behind me, that is when, I start to zoom in for real. Like, that's basically when I start putting down my fastest lap times at least, So, as we come out of the hairpin, we're gonna have a sector turn right here. You can see nearly that's 3/4 of a tenth up. So, basically, I was 3/10 down at the end of first sector, and now I'm nearly 4/10 up. So, I gained all of that after I, stopped making stupid mistakes. So, in here you can see, he's not dropping back. I can see, I can tell that I'm a little bit faster, but, he's not dropping back. If I make the tiniest of mistakes, he's gonna be on my back. But, from here to the end, it's, there's no grass or gravel to make you make a huge mistake. So I think we should be fine. You can see we're hitting the apex very nicely, and the second one, and on the exit to the back straight, and you can see again very nice lines, at least by my standards. So we pull away from him. You know, I get a rather nice exit, and I'm almost 3 tenths up on my lap time, which was a 2:01.9. But that is about, unfortunately, that changed as I came out of the final corner, because I messed up a little bit. I didn't hit the apex, and I would say I braked a little bit too early. But still gonna be faster than my previous lap, and it's gonna be 2:01.8. You know, that could have been a 2:01.3 if my calculations are right, or maybe even 2:01.2. But you know, I didn't quite put the lap together, but still, pretty good lap time by my standards, as obviously. And we managed to finish in first place. That was a pretty good race. You know, at least racing that one felt pretty good. So move on to the next race. You know, Brands Hatch, a track notorious for the lack of good racing, because in order to have good racing, you need to be able to make moves and overtake people. And this track, apart from this corner right here, Druid, turn 3, if I'm not wrong, that's the only place where you can overtake. But forget about that now. We're side by side with Picasso right here, around the outside, and managed to just about hold it. But we have the next corner in Picasso's favor, so we'll see if we can hold that around the outside as well. You can see he's on the inside. Can I just about hold it around the outside? No, not quite. The corner tightened up a bit too much for my liking, and I couldn't quite hold it around the outside, so I had to back off in order to not go on the grass and the gravel. So, you know, we drop back into third place, basically where we started. So, going through the right-hander, Picasso going a little bit wide, and now we hit down the hill and then up the hill afterwards in towards Sheen curves. Very misleading corner. Picasso almost binned it. He put his left rear wheel on the grass. He got very lucky. He didn't get sucked off by the grass and into the shadow realm, as you guys know. So we pull away a little bit from the guy behind, stupid sideways in the McLaren F1. He made a little bit of a mistake on the exit of that corner. You know, again, that corner also a little tricky, because you know, you kind of want to go on the curb on the inside, but then at the same time you kind of don't. So you know, you kind of fall in between two decisions, and then you mess your thing up. So anyways, we start lap 2, you know, making a little bit of a mistake on turn 1, but then on turn 2, Picasso going very wide, but you know, it wasn't wide enough for me. He didn't go wide enough for me to be able to capitalize on that and pass him. And in here, I just, you know, make the worst possible mistake that you can make on this track. It's just dipping your right wheels onto the grass, and then, you know, because it's a left-hand turn coming up afterward, you have no chance of getting back onto the track. So we go off the track, we were in third, we managed to slot back in 5th place, you know, with a little bit of a gap behind and in front of me. So we're gonna try and recover at least like the one position, which is, you know, we have him inside, stupid sideways in the McLaren F1. So we'll see what happens. We're gonna skip ahead a little bit. We're basically gonna skip ahead to the more interesting parts of the race. So as you can see, end of lap 2, we begin in lap number 3 now, as we head towards turn 1, very tricky. There's sand kicking up. Who's that? That's TPR Picasso, having had a bit of a moment, and he was off the track. Well, that's quite unfortunate, as we send it up the inside of stupid sideways. We run him a little bit wide, just to make sure he's not going to be able to hold it around the outside, and we managed to get to 4th place. So yeah, I don't quite know what happened with Picasso right there. You know, he went off at turn 1. That corner well, I mean, Brands Hatch in general is not an easy track. You know, easy to make mistakes. You know, there's a big chunky curb on the inside of turn 1. If you hit that, you're not recovering. If you hit it, especially if you hit it too quickly, you're definitely gonna be going off the track. That's probably what happened with Picasso right there. So we're gonna skip ahead yet again. Skip to pretty much exactly 1 lap later, and as we come around the corner, caution ahead. What's going on here? Oh my god, look who's that. That's the leader of the race. You know, well, not anymore, but he was the he once was the leader of the race, who's completely bottled it on that fast right-hander. And in here, he tried to poke his nose up the inside of Shinker. I don't quite know what he was thinking. That move was just never gonna work, because he was too far back, and second, even if he was close, like it was a little bit closer, I probably wouldn't leave him space on the inside of that corner at least. So you know, that was optimistic. At least he tried. You know, you could say he tried. So we're gonna finish this race in third place, pretty much where we started the race. You know, we didn't go backwards, we didn't go forwards. So, you know, not a bad result, you know, given that we went off the track and all that stuff happened. We got a little bit lucky with the first guy bottling his race and me getting third place out of all that. So, you know, pretty good race. You don't, that's the thing, you don't usually expect good racing in what's called Brands Hatch, yeah. You don't usually expect good racing, but that was a pretty good race in my opinion. So, you know, I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. So, we're gonna move on to the last race of this video. You know, Road America, the absolute speed track. You know, well, I say absolute speed track. There's only like 2-3 long straights, and pretty much the rest of it is all based on handling. You know, high downforce and in tight corners. So, we're in here driving the 2013 SRT Viper GTS. This car is well known for the speed, for the sheer speed that it possesses. When you upgrade the car to obviously top of the class, which is 800 PI. So, you know, but, you know, in this build, this is like a, you know, pretty like random build that, and I tuned it myself as well. So, you know, it's not the best car, and it's not the best build either. As we try to go for a cutback on Picasso, as he went a little bit too narrow into the corner side by side, as we hit towards the left-hander just before the carousel. I'm on the outside, so I'm just gonna give the position to him. I'm just gonna, you know, it's not worth fighting in there. So, as we head towards the carousel now, you know, this car has 6.3 handling, and 6.3 handling in this car is basically nothing. But you can see how much Picasso is struggling to just get through the carousel. That carousel really tests your car's handling capabilities. So, in through the fast kink, you know, Picasso again is struggling a lot to get that car through these like high downforce fast corners. So that shows you how little handling that car has, because my car doesn't have much handling either, but you know, I'm still faster than him through the corners. But one thing that's for sure, he definitely has the top speed and acceleration advantage over my car, which is basically what you need for this track to keep your position. You know, I can't get as close to him as I want on the corners, but there's nothing I can do really if I don't have the top speed or acceleration advantage over his car. As you can see, it's just pulling away from me and I'm not catching him. So we're gonna skip ahead to lap 3. Nothing really happened. You can see the gap to first, and even Picasso himself has been pretty, like, what's it called? Static, yeah. They didn't really change. So, coming out of the carousel, I make a little bit of a mistake, but, you know, as we head towards a fast right kink, you know, Picasso making a little bit of a mistake, and that distracts me and puts me in a rush to, you know, capitalize on his mistake. But I end up completely bottling the whole race. You know, what could have been an easy third place, you know, just a tiny mistake. You know, I got on the power like what 10 meters too early, you know, and I hit the wall, unable to control the car, and I sink it into the shadow realm, and I end up in 7th place somehow. So, you know, those little moments, you know, you have to take your time when you're racing. You know, those little moments can easily turn the race around on its head. So, you know, well, I mean, I wasn't gonna win the race anyway, but that's besides the point, you know what I mean. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, stay tuned for more videos, you know, or maybe I won't upload any more videos. We'll see what happens. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.